Imagine a world where everyone around you is waiting for someone else to lead, where opportunities are slipping past and every delay costs you influence, power, and respect. The truth is, no one will hand you a throne. No one will step aside and let you rise. If you want power, if you want authority, if you want to control your destiny, you must claim it for yourself. In this video, we are going to solve the greatest problem most ambitious people face: hesitation. We will reveal the dark, unflinching strategies that allow you to seize power, dominate perception, neutralize threats, and command the fear and respect that secure your position at the top. Power is never given, it is taken. For centuries, Niccolo Machiavelli studied rulers, generals, and statesmen, not to admire their virtues, but to understand their victories and their downfalls. What separates the successful from the failures is not luck, morality, or talent. It is strategy, decisiveness, and the willingness to act when others hesitate. In this video, we will break down the 4 essential strategies you must master to claim your throne. First, the relentless understanding that power is seized, not handed to you. Second, the art of controlling perception before reality ever arrives. Third, the surgical elimination of obstacles and rivals. And fourth, the cultivation of fear and respect as the true currencies of authority. By the end, you will understand how to operate with the cunning, precision, and audacity required to rise above mediocrity and assert dominance over your world. Power is never given, only taken. If you want to seize your own throne, you must first accept this uncomfortable truth: no one in this world is waiting to reward you for your goodness, your effort, or your potential. People reward strength, and they respond to force of will, force of presence, force of ambition. Everything else is decoration. And yet most people wander through life waiting for permission, hoping someone with authority will eventually notice them, validate them, or elevate them. But that is the mindset of the powerless. That is the thinking of those who never rise beyond the level assigned to them by others. Machiavelli would look at such a person and say, "You are already defeated, not by an enemy, but by your own hesitation." To seize your own throne, you must first understand how thrones are taken, not with loud declarations, not with dramatic speeches, but with a silent decision inside your mind where you tell yourself, "No more waiting. I will claim what is mine." That is where the ascent begins, not at the top, but in the moment you stop being passive. The world belongs to those who act before being asked, who move without fear of judgment, who push while others blink. Because the truth is, even those who are already in power fear only one kind of person: the one who takes decisive action without hesitation. Think of every powerful figure throughout history. None of them rose through polite acceptance. They rose because they saw a space where they could dominate, and they stepped into it before anyone else dared. Machiavelli himself observed rulers, generals, and statesmen who achieved greatness by refusing to wait for approval. They pushed, they maneuvered, they positioned themselves cleverly, and when the moment appeared, even briefly, they struck. They understood that opportunities don't arrive with a ribbon on top. Opportunities arrive disguised as chaos, conflict, or silence, and the person who moves first seizes the advantage. But there is a more subtle truth beneath this. Power does not require permission. You do not need someone to tell you that you deserve to rise. You do not need someone to open the door. You only need the audacity to walk through it. The world is full of people who possess talent but lack will, intelligence but lack courage, potential but lack decisiveness. And so they wait, and they fall behind. And eventually, they kneel to someone who simply acted faster. Machiavelli believed that hesitation is the death of ambition. When you hesitate, you signal to the world that you are uncertain, that you doubt your place, that you do not yet carry the authority of someone worthy of a throne. And in power, perception destroys the weak before reality even has time to speak. If you appear unsure, people will treat you as unsure. If you appear passive, people will treat you as irrelevant. If you appear hesitant, people will dominate you. And once they place you into that category, climbing out becomes twice as hard. So the first step to seizing your own throne is internal. Rewire your relationship with authority. Stop viewing power as something granted. See it as something available to those who claim it. That shift alone changes your posture, your speech, your decisions. You stop waiting for an invitation. You start creating your own path. You stop seeking recognition. You start demanding results. You stop hoping for fairness. You start mastering strategy. And the moment you embrace this mindset, you begin to operate on a different level, one that others instantly sense. Because people can feel when someone has decided to claim power. Your energy changes, your tone sharpens, your actions become intentional. You no longer justify yourself. You no longer shrink to make others comfortable. You move with purpose. And suddenly people respond differently. They step back instead of forward. They listen instead of interrupt. They pay attention instead of overlooking you. This is not magic. This is presence. And presence begins with the conviction that you are no longer a spectator in your own life. But seizing power does not mean being reckless. Machiavelli never admired impulsive fools. Power must be taken with strategy, with patience, with calculation. The boldest moves often happen after the quietest preparation. You study people. You understand their motivations, their fears, their weaknesses. You identify the gaps in your environment, the roles no one is filling, the opportunities others are too blind to see, the vulnerabilities in those who currently hold power. And when you act with precision, not wildly, not emotionally, but surgically. You rise by stepping into the vacuum others leave untouched. You rise by doing what others avoid. You rise by taking responsibility before anyone else volunteers. You rise by being the one who speaks when the room goes silent. You rise by making decisions while others drown in doubt. And every time you take such a step, you reinforce the image of someone who leads. And once people believe you lead, they begin to follow. Power is, after all, part perception, part reality, and the perception always comes first. But understand this, the world does not like a person who suddenly decides to rise. It unsettles them. It threatens them. It exposes their own lack of initiative. When you begin claiming power, some will resist, some will question you, some will try to remind you of your place. This is normal. This is the test. Machiavelli would tell you that opposition is not a sign you're wrong. It's proof you're stepping into territory. Others wish they had the courage to enter. Do not shrink. Do not retreat. Do not apologize for ambition. The throne belongs to the one who wants it enough to withstand pressure. And here is the truth. The weak never understand. Once you begin to take power, the universe responds. People who once ignored you begin to watch you. Opportunities that once passed by begin to slow in your direction. Authority figures who once overlooked you begin to consider you. Not because they suddenly changed their minds, but because you changed the way you move. You now carry the weight of someone who has decided to rise. You now impose your presence on the world instead of waiting for the world to make room for you. Control perception before reality. This is a principle as old as power itself, and Machiavelli knew it well. Those who control how they are seen often control what is real, because human beings rarely act on reality. They act on what they believe reality to be. A ruler who is feared may not be cruel, but people behave as if he is. A general who is perceived as invincible may never face defeat, because enemies hesitate before confronting him. The moment you understand this, you realize that controlling perception is not a trivial tactic. It is the foundation upon which thrones are built. Every individual in the world is constantly reading signals, consciously or unconsciously. People look for cues: confidence, decisiveness, composure, audacity. If they perceive weakness, they exploit it. If they perceive uncertainty, they challenge it. If they perceive indecision, they replace it. And yet, most people fail to realize the power of perception because they cling to truth. They believe that if they are competent, hardworking, and capable, others will naturally recognize it. Machiavelli would laugh at such folly. Competence alone does not compel loyalty or obedience. Appearance of competence does. Perception is the shadow that precedes reality. It is the mask that convinces others before your true strength is revealed. To master perception, you must first understand its mechanics. Every action you take sends a message. Every word you speak is interpreted. Every pause, glance, or hesitation communicates more than you intend. Those who fail to manage these messages allow others to define them, and the world will define them not with generosity, but with cruelty. It will reduce them to categories convenient for others: weak, slow, unworthy, replaceable. You cannot allow this. A ruler, a strategist, a person seeking power must sculpt their perception as carefully as an artist sculpts marble. You must choreograph how you move, how you speak, how you enter and exit spaces, so that others instinctively sense authority when you appear. But controlling perception is not merely about projecting strength. It is also about hiding weakness. Machiavelli repeatedly warned that revealing vulnerability is the fastest way to lose control. People do not rally around uncertainty, they exploit it. When a competitor or adversary sees hesitation, they do not ask, they strike. When subordinates sense doubt, they no longer follow, they resist. A shrewd leader therefore conceals fears, insecurities, and indecision while magnifying confidence, decisiveness, and vision. Even if reality is fragile, the world must never see it. Reality can be rebuilt later. Perception must be mastered immediately. Moreover, perception is amplified by narrative. Humans are wired to respond to stories. If you can tell the story of your strength before you have fully secured it, people will believe it, and they will act as if it is true. Machiavelli observed that rulers who could shape public opinion often controlled outcomes without ever engaging in direct confrontation. By creating a narrative of inevitability, of destiny, competence, and dominance, they compelled respect and fear, which are the currencies of authority. The story you project becomes a lens through which all your actions are interpreted. If it is carefully crafted, your every move reinforces it. If it is neglected, even small missteps are magnified. Control of perception also requires strategic visibility. Appear when it serves you. Withdraw when it confuses your enemies. Speak when your words carry weight. Silence can be more powerful than speech if it leaves others uncertain, anxious, and guessing. The timing of appearances is as important as the content. People forget details, but they never forget the impression of power, the sense that someone is in command, that someone is shaping events. Your presence, managed deliberately, becomes an instrument of influence, even before you act decisively in the physical world. The subtle art of perception extends to alliances and enemies alike. If others see you as indispensable, they will support you. If they see you as untouchable, they hesitate to challenge you. If they see you as visionary, they will follow your lead. Conversely, mismanaged perception invites challenges, subversion, and betrayal. A single misread signal, a poorly timed comment, an unguarded expression, a visible moment of doubt can unravel years of effort. Machiavelli knew that rulers who underestimated the power of image were often toppled not by superior armies or resources, but by the erosion of perception, the slow collapse of authority in the minds of those they ruled. Yet controlling perception is not deception for its own sake. Machiavelli distinguished between dishonesty that is reckless and strategy that is deliberate. The goal is not to fool everyone all the time, but to shape the lens through which critical actors, your rivals, allies, and the public interpret your reality. By controlling that lens, you influence choices, constrain opposition, and set the stage for victory. People may eventually see the full truth, but by that time, you have already secured positions, alliances, and advantages that make their resistance ineffective. Finally, controlling perception requires relentless attention. It is not a one-time act, but a continuous practice. Every interaction, every decision, every gesture contributes to the image you project. Machiavelli would remind us that power is not static. It is constantly contested. The moment you neglect perception, others begin to fill the vacuum with their interpretation. To seize and maintain a throne, you must actively shape how the world sees you, not merely what you have done. Perception precedes reality, shapes reality, and in many cases becomes reality. And those who master it move through the world as if destiny itself bends in their direction. Eliminate obstacles quietly and strategically. This is the mark of the ruler who understands that power is not given. It is seized and maintained only by those who remove every threat before it becomes unmanageable. Machiavelli did not romanticize mercy or indecision. He observed, time and again, that rulers who hesitate to neutralize rivals are eventually devoured by them. Every throne, every position of authority, every domain of influence has blockers, adversaries, and hidden threats. Some are obvious, wearing their ambitions on their sleeves. Others are subtle, cloaked in smiles, politeness, or loyalty. But all are dangerous if left unchecked, and all must be addressed with precision, calculation, and cold logic. The first step in eliminating obstacles is recognition. You must identify every person or circumstance that can undermine your authority, weaken your position, or challenge your ambitions. This is not paranoia, it is clarity. Enemies are not always overt. They are often the people who seem cooperative, the advisors who offer helpful suggestions, the colleagues who mask envy with politeness. A Machiavellian ruler studies behavior, listens to whispers, and watches patterns of influence. Those who appear harmless may be the most dangerous because their betrayal is unexpected. To rule successfully, one must see threats in all shapes, sizes, and disguises, and never allow complacency to cloud judgment. Once threats are recognized, action must be deliberate. Machiavelli would advise that timing is as critical as the act itself. A premature strike can expose weakness, rally opposition, or create unnecessary enemies. A delayed strike can allow rivals to consolidate power, making them more difficult to remove. The wise ruler waits for the moment when action yields maximum effect with minimum exposure. Every decision to confront, neutralize, or remove a rival must be calculated as if it were a chess move, considering not just immediate results, but long-term consequences. Strategic patience separates the victorious from the defeated. Elimination of obstacles does not always mean confrontation. Sometimes it is subtle maneuvering, repositioning a rival into a role where they wield less influence, sowing doubt among their supporters, or creating dependencies that bind them to your will. Machiavelli admired cunning as much as courage. The ruler who can remove threats without visible conflict is far stronger than the one who relies solely on brute force. Quiet, invisible action ensures stability and prevents the chaos that often follows public confrontations. It is not enough to defeat opponents. One must do so in a way that strengthens authority and consolidates power. Yet there are times when decisive, public action is necessary. When rivals openly challenge your authority, they must be dealt with swiftly and unequivocally. Hesitation in such moments signals weakness, emboldens other adversaries, and erodes the perception of your strength. Machiavelli emphasizes that fear and respect are often more reliable than loyalty. A ruler who eliminates threats decisively inspires caution in others. They learn that opposition carries consequences. Strategic force establishes order, deters further rebellion, and communicates that the throne is not to be tested. Inaction in the face of direct threats is the quickest path to downfall, for power is never static. It is constantly contested. The elimination of obstacles is not purely reactive. The Machiavellian ruler also anticipates potential challenges before they arise. Preventive measures, whether alliances, surveillance, or positioning, ensure that rivals never gain the momentum to challenge authority. History is filled with leaders who were overthrown not because they failed in battle, but because they failed to perceive ambition in its nascent form. The ruler who strikes first, quietly and strategically, ensures that threats are extinguished before they fully manifest. proactivity, not reaction, defines the path to secure power. This principle extends beyond individual rivals to the systems and structures surrounding authority. A ruler must neutralize inefficiencies, corruption, and disloyalty that weaken the foundation of power. Subordinates who disobey, councils that debate endlessly, and environments that encourage dissent all act as obstacles to effective rule. Machiavelli teaches that consolidating power requires the removal of anything that threatens cohesion. To maintain dominance, one must constantly prune, control, and enforce hierarchy, ensuring that every element of the domain is aligned with the ruler's will. However, strategic elimination is not merely about aggression, it is about control. The most dangerous adversaries are often those who believe they act independently, unaware that their fate has already been decided by forces they do not see. Machiavelli admired the ruler who could orchestrate outcomes so seamlessly that opponents fell without ever realizing the hand that guided them. This is the ultimate form of power: influence over perception, action, and consequence. The clever ruler turns rivals' ambition against themselves, uses their own moves to entrap them, and ensures that the path of elimination appears natural, even inevitable. Moreover, elimination must be paired with opportunity. When a rival is removed, the vacuum created must be filled deliberately, strengthening your position rather than leaving uncertainty. Every action to neutralize opposition should be coupled with a strategy to reinforce authority, control perception, and consolidate influence. Machiavelli teaches that victory is not in defeating a single rival, but in restructuring the environment so that power is unassailable. Obstacles must be removed, replaced, or controlled in a way that ensures no new threat emerges in their place. The Machiavellian ruler understands that this work is ongoing. Threats do not vanish with a single act. They evolve, adapt, and reappear in new forms. To maintain dominance, one must continually scan, assess, and act. Elimination is a strategic practice, not a one-time event. Each rival neutralized is not the end of vigilance, but a step in the perpetual process of maintaining authority. The throne is never secure by accident. It is secured through foresight, cunning, and relentless action. Build fear and respect, not love. This is a truth that few dare to accept, yet it is the cornerstone of enduring authority. Machiavelli observed that human nature is fickle, affection is transient, loyalty is fragile, and admiration can vanish the moment convenience calls. Those who rely solely on being liked, on cultivating friendship, or on seeking approval are doomed to be undermined. Love is a bonus, but it is unreliable. Respect and fear, however, are currencies of power that endure because they are rooted in perception, consequence, and authority. To command effectively, one must prioritize these over the fleeting warmth of affection. The ruler who seeks only to be loved is, in essence, vulnerable. People who love you will abandon you when it benefits them. They will test boundaries, question decisions, and take liberties that erode your position. Machiavelli warns that rulers who place affection above authority invite disorder. Power is not a gentle garden to be tended with smiles. It is a battlefield where those who are not prepared to instill caution in others are trampled by ambition and opportunism. Fear, when balanced with respect, ensures that no one underestimates you, challenges you lightly, or undermines your authority without consequence. But fear alone is not enough. A tyrant who rules by terror may gain obedience, but he cannot inspire loyalty, stability, or long-term influence. Machiavelli emphasizes that fear must be tempered with fairness, strategy, and the appearance of justice. People must understand that punishment, if it comes, is calculated, proportionate, and inevitable. The wise ruler uses fear not as a tool of cruelty, but as a mechanism to enforce order and maintain hierarchy. When people know the consequences of defiance are certain and measured, they act cautiously, respect authority, and hesitate before challenging power. Fear, therefore, is not random. It is deliberate, consistent, and strategic. respect complements fear by establishing a foundation of authority that is acknowledged, even by those who might otherwise resist. Respect arises from competence, decisiveness, and the demonstration of superior insight. Machiavelli teaches that people naturally defer to those who project intelligence, courage, and unyielding purpose. If a ruler makes difficult decisions effectively, achieves results that others cannot, and remains unshaken under pressure, respect will follow. When fear and respect coexist, they create a hierarchy of influence that is difficult to challenge, because it combines caution with admiration. Those who respect you may obey out of understanding, while those who fear you obey out of necessity, creating a dynamic where authority is absolute. Balancing fear and respect requires careful perception management. The ruler must appear strong even when vulnerable, decisive even when uncertain, and invincible even when challenged. Machiavelli emphasizes that appearances shape obedience as much as reality. People act according to what they believe about you, not necessarily the truth. If they perceive that you are formidable, capable, and unwavering, they adjust their behavior accordingly. Fear without respect may provoke rebellion. Respect without fear may invite contempt. The careful blending of these forces ensures that the ruler maintains control without creating chaos, while commanding influence that endures even in the face of dissent. It is also important to recognize that love, while unreliable, can be strategically used as a complement, but never as the foundation. People who are treated with kindness, recognition, and reward may follow willingly, but this only amplifies the authority already established through fear and respect. Love as a tool must always serve power, never replace it. Machiavelli would caution that rulers who try to win hearts first, without securing the mechanisms of authority, are like builders constructing a palace on sand. Without fear and respect as the foundation, affection crumbles under the weight of ambition, conflict, and challenge. The practice of building fear and respect is not limited to those under your direct control. It extends to rivals, allies, and the wider perception of your strength. Rivals must understand that defiance carries risk. Allies must recognize your authority as the axis upon which decisions turn. Public perception must reinforce the notion that you are decisive, capable, and unyielding. Every action, every decision, every interaction is an opportunity to cultivate these forces, reinforcing the structure of your influence. In Machiavelli's world, authority is a living force that must be tended constantly, adjusted to circumstances, and projected strategically in every interaction. Furthermore, fear and respect are cumulative. Each decision, each calculated act of authority adds to the perception of strength. Those who resist too early learn the cost. Those who observe learn the consequences of misjudgment. Machiavelli knew that power grows as much from reputation as from force. A ruler who systematically demonstrates that challenges are met with skill, decisiveness, and consequence builds an aura that discourages opposition even before direct conflict arises. Fear ensures caution, respect ensures deference. Together, they create an environment where authority is rarely contested. Finally, the ruler who masters fear and respect understands that love is fleeting and that human nature prioritizes self-interest. People follow the path of least resistance, aligning themselves with those who appear most capable of securing advantage or imposing consequence. By commanding fear and respect, a ruler ensures that followers act in accordance with authority, not sentiment. Those who resist, who challenge, or who betray quickly learn the cost, and the throne grows safer, stronger, and more unassailable with every calculated measure. In the end, seizing your own throne is not an act of chance or luck. It is the product of relentless calculation, unflinching courage, and the willingness to act when others hesitate. The world does not reward those who wait politely or hope for validation. It bends only to those who understand the nature of power, who control perception before reality, who remove obstacles with precision, and who command respect and fear in equal measure. Machiavelli's Dark Strategy is not cruel for cruelty's sake. It is effective because it mirrors the truth of human nature. Those who embrace it do not merely survive in the arena of power, they dominate it. Those who hesitate are left behind, their potential squandered, their influence eroded. To rise, one must act decisively, think strategically, and rule with clarity of purpose. Thrones are not given, they are claimed, and those who seize them with wisdom and resolve write their names into history.